Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Wonder TV, and this is the second episode of the Startup series. Ooh, yeah, startup. If you haven't caught our first video, that one was all about I have an idea, now what? In today's video, we're going to talk about how do I find time and money for this new startup that I'm going to try, or maybe my beta testing session. Let's say you are currently holding a full-time job, a full-time mom, or you are both a working mom and you're a working mom and a full-time mom. FYI, I don't have a kid, so obviously I will not know what it is really like, to have to juggle motherhood and work and have a side hustle. Hopefully some of the tips will help you to think through your schedule and your life and kind of help you to carve out some time and resources that you need. So here's the thing, I hear people saying like, oh, I just don't have enough time, and I do admit that it can be challenging to think of two things at the same time, like to focus on work and also to focus on this side thing. It is not easy, especially if your work is very, very demanding. It can be very difficult to still have enough mental capacity to think about a side project or to think about starting a business. So the first thing you can do is to write down everything that you do from the moment you wake up, like what time you wake up, to the moment you sleep, from Monday to Sunday. List down everything that you do. If you don't really know what is it that you do, right? Okay, this would be a good time to check what is it that you actually do. One way to track is to list down your plan. So like have a planner, so like what time I'm doing this, what time I'm doing that, what time I'm doing this, there's this meeting here, I'm meeting this person here. After work, what is it I do? There are these apps like in the app store where you can track the amount of time you are on social media, and also like on your laptop, the amount of time that you use for certain things, and that will actually help you to see where your time is going to. Sometimes we spend a lot of time, sometimes we spend a lot of time. Okay, for some people, maybe you are spending way too much time on social media in that endless scroll, and then by the end of the day you're like, oh my gosh, when did my time go to? Or maybe you're watching all those Korean dramas and it's like next, and you're like, oh my god, where did my time go to? It's already like 1 a.m. I need to sleep and wake up for work tomorrow. So this tracking, right, helps you to know where all your time's going to. It's a bit like the money tracker thing. So like, for example, if you keep track of your expenses, to me, I feel you don't have to keep track of it all the time. If you always spend your money the same way, doing this exercise for like maybe 2 to 3 months will let you know how much you actually need, how much you are actually spending, if there are anything that you are actually overspending on that's not giving you the kind of value for the amount of money that you spent. After you do the exercise, look at all the things that you do. You can do it the same way with your money. Take a look at the tasks that you do and pick out the ones that you feel maybe take up a lot of time, but you can outsource it. An example would be, maybe you spend a lot of time doing your housework. Okay, so maybe while you are working on your startup project, you want to invest $120 a month for a cleaner to come twice to help you out with the task. So that is one thing. Look out for things that are taking up too much of your time that you feel like you can release, you can remove, you can throw away, or you can outsource. Then look for tasks that you can batch together or combine. There are certain tasks that when you do it all together, it actually saves time. For example, I am batch making all my Wonder TV videos because once I do something, I can set my mind to it, do like a few videos, and I can edit them all and I don't have to think about it for the next month. Or maybe you have admin work, finances, whatever, paying the bill, accumulate them and do it all at one shot. Or you can also combine different tasks. So one of the things was that I was considering going back to the gym because I wanted to be fit and I wanted to have a healthy, just for my mental, emotional health. But then I realized that if I go to a gym, I would usually have to rush there. For some reason, it's very hard to get there on time because of the bus, and I always feel like very anxious rushing to class because I don't want to be late. I have to pay money and I'm not sure whether I can commit all the time. Like you think you can go 3 times a week and life happens and then you can't, so that's a waste of money. So I decided to combine tasks together. Instead of taking a bus to have dinner, we'll walk to dinner. So that's kind of combining like exercise and travel into one thing, and it saves time and I get to be out in nature. So actually it adds a lot more value than if I were to spend time and money trying to go to a gym. So you can find something like that you need to do. I like to get my housework done while listening to audiobooks, so I can do both. I can read with my ears, sounds kind of crazy, my ears, and get my housework done. So I'm combining two tasks together. And then there are some things that are just a complete waste of time. You don't know why you keep doing it. Just say no to it for now. Have an idea of what your priorities are, maybe for that quarter or for this year, and don't be afraid to say no to certain things that are not in line with your goals for the year. Yeah, just say no. Just say no. It does require some sense of sacrifice and some discipline in order to pursue a startup or to pursue a business. And you know what? If it's not for you, you don't have to pursue it. You know, you just don't. I mean, if you love your job, why, you know, and you want to come home and watch TV for the rest of your night and not bother about anything, why not? You don't have to pursue a business just because everyone else is, or it's like the trendy thing to do now. It wasn't a trendy thing to do, it's a trend. So if you want to do it, do it. Then make the sacrifices that you need. Cut down your expenses. Don't buy stuff that you don't need so that you can invest it into your business, because this is what you want. If this is what you want, then I would say the sacrifice you make is going to be worth it. But of course, if it's not what you want, then you know, you will slowly just find that it's not worth it. It's not worth your time, not worth your sacrifice, and not worth your money putting all your stuff into it. Most things in life is challenging, and it's whether you really want it enough to persevere through trials or the startup phase, or you know, to motivate yourself when things are not going as quickly as you wish. And trust me, that is actually normal. We tend to think that things can happen a lot faster than it does because we read like a lot of stories on the internet and all that kind of thing, but most of the time things take time, and it is just the law of the universe. If you want an easy life, then I can't help you there. I don't know how to, yeah, can't help you there. And in terms of money, you know, like some people think that the way to start a business is to get investors, and to me, I do not really feel that that's the best way, because in order to learn how to run a business, money is one of the very most important skill to have, like how you manage your money. If you're spending someone else's money, chances are you're not going to really feel the pinch. When your honeypot of money dries up, your company itself is not generating enough money for your company, and you don't know how to tighten your belt. That is bad, man, you know, because you can be passionate about it, but a business needs money to survive. And if you don't know how to handle money, you can't have a business. You don't have to have a passion in a business, but if you want to have a business and your passion is in a business, then you also need to be wise about your money. So I always feel like knowing how to handle your funds, using your own money, and feeling the pinch, knowing what you put your money into and not spending frivolously because it's not your money, you pay yourself very well, that is a very important skill to have. My last tip would be for people who are really serious about transiting into a startup. Last time what I did was I was working on my online clothing store on the side when I graduated. That was relatively enough speed for that, but not so much that I can fully earn a living from it. So I worked a part-time job that paid well but provided me the flexibility and kind of like the mental space to still think about my business and to grow it more. And when I reached a point where I can earn enough and the business was sustaining my income, I left this part-time job. So I think that there can be that transition for you. If your full-time job is too taxing for you and you can't pursue both, you don't have the mental capacity to pursue both, then look for an in-between job, a job that doesn't require so much of your mental energy, so that when you are off work, you are ready and raring to go to start thinking about your startup business and start working on it. And it also gives you that flexibility and also a little bit of that financial stability in the in-between time. So I hope this video has helped, and if you know someone who is thinking of starting up a business or is in the midst of starting up your business and you think this video will help them, don't forget to share it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you got any questions or comments, leave it in the comment box below, and don't forget to subscribe for our next video. See you in the next one. Bye guys.